Good afternoon. Welcome to Career Launcher. Welcome to Career Launcher's YT channel. Follow aspirants for CLAT 2026. As you know, this series is a series of reading comprehension passages, and it's called Let's Ace Reading Comprehension. We have been discussing comprehension passages of various genres. Today, I have chosen a passage from humanities from the newspaper The Telegraph. It's a short passage, not very long, a little longer than your normal passage. As usual, I'll give you a minute per slide. As you read the slide, uh, restate in your own words and simplify the passage for yourself. Then I will summarize the passage for you. All right. Let me start the timer. All right, start reading the passage. Your time starts now. I'll give you 1 minute per slide. All right, let's move on to the next slide. All right, okay, let's go back. This is the okay. Uh, What does the author say? Let's quickly read and summarize the passage. There is nothing somber about Shakespeare, nothing, however grim his play. There's nothing really grave, serious about Shakespeare, however grim or serious his plays are. Shakespeare himself is not grim or somber, despite his plays being somber. The Royal Shakespeare Company has proved this by making a screen life thriller video game of Macbeth in collaboration with Ink Stories, the makers of the 1979 Revolution Black Friday. The game, so what is the next sentence saying? It's made a video game based on Macbeth. The game is set in a stylized version of Iran amid violence and authoritarianism. It's a modern neo noir setting with live action cinema and an interactive format where Lily, the eponymous means having the same name as the play, eponymous heroine and the avatar of Lady Macbeth must have her fate decided by the player. So you have Lady Macbeth's fate in the game based on Macbeth decided by the players of the game. Among the radical shifts creatively achieved, this is one of the biggest. Shakespeare may have inclined towards his villainous hero for the name of his play, but the game finds Lily the appropriate character for the name. Instead of naming it after the hero, they Macbeth, as Shakespeare has done, the people who created the game, that is the Royal Shakespeare Company, named it on Lady Macbeth, who is called Lily in the game. A version of Hamlet had emerged earlier, but entirely within Grand Theft Auto Online. Lily is so far the grandest of thefts, something that Shakespeare would have heartily approved of, no doubt. So, what does the author say in the first paragraph? There is a game based on Macbeth, and the author says that the game is called Lily, named after Lady Macbeth, and he says that Shakespeare would have approved of this. All right, aimed at Generation Z and others in the future who'd creep unwillingly to school at the prospect of the Shakespeare class. None of us, when we are in school, are really fond of attending a class, literature class on Shakespeare. The horrors of Shakespeare's sinister, blood-soaked play are shifted to the plane of a technological dystopia. Macbeth now is not drama, is not literature. It has become part of a technological dystopia. The witches, on whose appearance directors through the ages expended so much creativity and creepy imagination. What should the witches of Macbeth look like? What do they sound like? There's so much time and creativity that has been spent by directors. In the game, they are hackers. Okay? All right. Its world is eerily close to the world familiar today, with technology rampant, information being manipulated, and institutional violence. The game will use surveillance cameras, cyber infiltration tools as means by which choices about Lily's life will be made. Lily is played by Zar Al Amir Ibrahimi, the 2022 Best Actress Award winner at Cannes for the film Holy Spider. So, the main character is being played by an award winning actress. By estranging the setting and shifting the theme, they have changed the setting totally. They've shifted the theme totally. The game, what, but is that good? The author feels yes, the game would bring out the universal quality of Shakespeare's story, making it applicable not to the time he made it, not only to the time he made it, but to other times and other spaces as well. Shakespeare in his day was the highest entertainment. I mean, when you know Shakespeare, he's the greatest dramatist, right? His plays range from hijinks to merrymaking to profound sorrow, thundering speeches, bloodshed, madness, and death. Directors through years have interpreted the plays for the stages of their time, trying to bring alive their spirit. The Royal Company now, its decision is dramatic. Why? Because the choice of an entirely new medium. They have chosen the medium of a game where there is no audience but only gamers. There's a new thrill bit, but the triumph is not the Royal Company, not the gamers, but the triumph is Shakespeare's. How is it a victory for Shakespeare? It is his work that has inspired such creativity. It is his work that is being poured into a new mold without losing its lineaments. If this begins a trend, perhaps other plays could lend themselves to such entertaining treatment. It is his work, it is his inspiration that has been made into a game. If this works, maybe other Shakespearean works can also be made into games. A Midsummer's Night's Dream, for example, would do wonders with its fairies and the gullible bottom. Perhaps even better than Hamlet's Ghost. The Tempest could be perfect for a model rendering with Ariel and Caliban as human figures in a dystopian fable. Shakespeare opens the portals to creativity. You can do so much with Shakespeare. All right, this is the what is the passage. You've understood it, we've revised it, we have summarized it. Let's look at the questions. Which of the following best expresses the primary purpose of the passage? Why has the author written the passage? To criticize the Royal Shakespeare Company's adaptation of Macbeth as a video game that distorts Shakespeare's original work. Now, when you do one reading of the passage is about this new game based on Macbeth. And what is the author's tone? The author is praising, and he says the actual victory in at the end of all this, the actual victory is Shakespeare's. So he is not criticizing the Royal Shakespeare Company. He's praising them for their creativity. He's praising them for coming up with this entirely new idea. To question the validity of interpreting Shakespeare's work through. He doesn't question the validity. He says that contemporary technological formats are interpreting Shakespeare and look how they're doing it. If this works, they can use other Shakespearean works also. So he is not questioning, he's not doubting. to explore how the Royal Shakespeare Company's video game of Macbeth reflects the creative reinvention of Shakespeare for modern audiences. That's exactly what he is saying. Look how well they have done it. If it works, so let's see if this creative reinterpretation, reinvention of Macbeth works for modern audience, then we can do otherwise. And it's done so beautifully. To suggest adapting Shakespeare's works to modern formats, he has said if it works, we could, as a way to keep his legacy relevant. No, he has not said that. Shakespeare's relevant is just that this new creativity has made it even better. Therefore, C is the correct answer. All right, let's look at the second one. The author's style and tone in the passage can be best described as analytical. Yes, he analyzes Shakespeare's plays, he analyzes the game and what it does, but he is not critical. Yes, there is a little bit of description, but more than along with description, there is analysis. He is objective in parts, and in parts, he's praising Shakespeare. So, analytical and appreciative is good. There is no ambiguity, and it is not such detailed description to be called discursive. Therefore, the correct answer for question 2 is option C, analytical and appreciative. Analytical is the structure. The author's tone is appreciative, appreciative of Shakespeare, appreciative of what the Shakespeare Company has done. He is absolutely thrilled with this whole idea. So, appreciative is the correct answer. Which of the following can be concluded from the first paragraph of the passage? Let's look at the first paragraph of the passage. There is nothing somber about Shakespeare, however grim his plays. The Royal Shakespeare Company has proved this by making a screen life thriller video game of Macbeth in collaboration with Ink Stories. The game is set in a stylized version of Iran, surveillance, and authoritarianism. It's a modern setting with live action cinema interactive format where Lily, the eponymous heroine and avatar of Lady Macbeth, must have her fate decided by the player. So, first, he's talking about what the Royal Shakespeare Company has done it. Second paragraph, among radical shifts creatively achieved, this is one of the biggest creative shifts of looking at a Shakespeare's work. And he says Lily is the appropriate character for the name, and he says Lily is the grandest of thefts of a Shakespearean work, but something that Shakespeare would have heartily approved of, no doubt. Okay, all right. So, question 3 says which of the following can be concluded from the first paragraph? Shakespeare's works can be creatively reimagined to suit contemporary audiences. Yes. Shakespeare's works have been misrepresented. He doesn't say it has been changed, reinvented, but he doesn't say misrepresented. The word misrepresented is wrong. The Royal Shakespeare Company's Macbeth video game adaptation demonstrates how games can be created on any topic. No, can Shakespeare's works be shown? Not on any topic. This is too broad. Shakespeare's works have given a fresh lease of life, especially through it didn't say Shakespeare's works have been dead. So the works have been given a fresh lease of life, he is not saying. He says it's been creatively done to cater to modern audiences. Therefore, A is the correct answer. All right, question 4. A basic assumption. What is the thing the author has taken for granted in making his claims about Shakespeare? This, there is this game based on Macbeth. It's done beautifully, it's done very creatively, and will it, if it works, other Shakespearean plays can also work like be done into games or other such things. Modern reinterpretation of Shakespeare's works can retain the essence and universal appeal of the original plays. He says, yes, he has praised the reinterpretation of Shakespeare's works the way others have done it, and this is an entirely new take. So, the assumption is that these reinterpretations have maintained the essence and the appeal. Audiences today prefer adaptations over traditional. That hasn't been mentioned. It just says that will it work with them? Let's see, kind of thing. Technological adaptations of classical works guarantee their success, hasn't said that. Aims to replace, he doesn't say. Therefore, A is the correct answer. All right. Next one is a critical reasoning based question. The author's claims would be most weakened by which of the following? So, how do you weaken an author's claims? What is the author's conclusion? This is what the Royal Shakespeare Company has done. It's come up with a game based on Macbeth. It's done it very creatively, and author seems to be supporting that idea. Correct? And the tone is so positive and appreciative that he thinks it would work. Right? Now, which one would weaken? One which says that it is not going to work, audiences are not appreciating it, something similar. The adaptation of Macbeth as a video game fails to convey the depth and complexity of Shakespeare's themes. Now, the author has not said that the video game in every way conveys depth and complexity. He said they've done this video game very different, very creative. He hasn't mentioned anything about, hasn't claimed that the game conveys the same depth or complexity as a play or a movie. He has at no point. So that's not going to weaken because he hasn't made the claim at all. Adaptation of Macbeth as a video game receives mixed negative reviews from both gaming and theater audiences. Now, this will weaken because author's claim is it's done very well, it's going to work. If we say it's going to get mixed reviews, it shows that gaming is not a good idea. The author is supporting this. The author is praising people who he said they've done. He says this is the greatest theft of all, and Shakespeare would approve of it. If you say that it's getting mixed reviews, people are not happy with it, it goes against the author's claims, right? Let's look at option C. Younger audiences engage with Shakespeare's works only in traditional classroom settings. He is not. If the claim had been that it will appeal to all audiences, it will appeal to people who prefer this. People will prefer this to classroom setting. Then this would weaken it. But he hasn't said that it will specially appeal to younger audiences. He has not mentioned a target audience. Therefore, this doesn't. It's irrelevant. The adaptation of Macbeth as a video game fails to attract interest from Generation Z audience to a certain extent, but author has not claimed that. He said it has been made to cater to their likes, but he has not said that it is definitely going to uh, work, right? So if his key is it's got mixed to negative reviews, the reviews from gaming, the negative reviews from gaming is what would weaken his option the most. Okay, therefore, D would also weaken, but B would weaken it most. Therefore, B is the correct answer. All right. I hope you enjoyed that passage and answered all the questions correctly. I will see you again next Monday at the same time. Until then, keep reading. Bye bye.